Hello, welcome to the Weather Hazard Briefing presented by National Weather Service Pocatello for Thursday, January 23rd. Here's what you'll see in this presentation. The cold air, humidity, and wind will combine to make for some areas continue to have these dangerous effective chill temperatures. Although cloud cover tonight through Friday night, those chill temperatures will not be as bad and not as hazardous. Not to say that it isn't cold and could still produce frostbite. But then Saturday afternoon through Saturday night, the effective chill temperatures get dangerous again, mostly for the northern end of our forecast area and especially in the northern Snake River Plain. There is a slow moving low. It'll be coming out of Canada, headed south. This will bring some light snow that will spread out over a more than 2 day period, and that's what's causing the cloud cover. So it starts tonight, it goes through Saturday evening. Really, 5 inches is the maximum amount in the eastern highlands. The further west you go, the lighter the snow will be. And then a warming trend begins to bring above normal highs back on Wednesday, and we're finally out of this cold snap. I'll start out with a satellite image. Here's one from the overnight hours of infrared. You can see there's no chance of any sort of fog this morning, creating hazardous conditions on the roads. And here's the northern Pacific, and you can see this area right in here. This is what's going to be sinking south, although it looks like it's moving mostly to the west to east. This will be sagging southwards over the next 18 to 24 hours or so, and will be definitely making its way down into eastern Idaho. All right, so let's start out with first today and tonight. Here's where you'll first see the snow start to develop, is this extreme northeast corner. You could see that really no significant pressure features in the way yet. And so high temperatures today prior to that arrival, you can see we are staying pretty darn cold. Some places struggling to get above 10 degrees, especially in the Arco Desert area all the way up through Mud Lake, Territon, and all the way to Spencer. Very cold area. But even in places like Rexburg, Idaho Falls, it'll struggle to get above 15 degrees. Meanwhile, where the cold air is not coming in, you can see Stanley, Chalice will all be exceeding 25 degrees, and Stanley getting to 32. Actually, one of our warmer places. And here are the low temperatures tonight. Again, cloud cover moving in does save things. You can see Pocatello remains mild at 14 degrees. Idaho Falls at +7. It'll be the first time in a while since they've been not getting below zero. But you can see still in the Arco Desert there are areas that will be below zero. Same thing with the Bear Lake Basin. You can see Stanley only dropping to +4. Then there's the effective chill temperatures tonight. So when you combine this with the wind, this is the wind chill that will occur sometime between 6 p.m. and 9 a.m. You can see 14 below zero at Atomic City, a lot of negative teens for the wind, the effective chill temperatures, and a lot of below zero. Even Idaho Falls, again, feeling like it's down to 0 degrees. All right, what else is going on Thursday night? First, Thursday evening, when the snow starts, you could see it's just this very small corner in the northeast portion of our forecast area, basically from Oneida Pass over to Island Park and south down into the Centennial Mountains and the Driggs or Teton Basin. And that continues during the overnight hours, and then you can see all this snow moving in from the north on the west side of our area, and even places above Stanley. Basically, they're only really high elevations getting any sort of accumulation. And all these accumulations are somewhere between a half an inch and less than 1 inch. All right, then on Friday, you can see the snow will spread everywhere as this whole system starts to slide southward. You can see the temperatures a little bit warmer thanks to shutting off the northerly wind. Winds will be mostly out of the west on this day and southwest, which does tend to bring in more mild air. And you can see Idaho Falls breaking 20 degrees, warming to 23. Stanley with the cloud cover, not as warm. They're down to 27. But Pocatello spikes up to 30 degrees. So that's about a 7 to 10 degree increase for especially the eastern half of our forecast area, and about a 5 degree temperature decrease for the central Idaho mountains. And here's the low temperatures for Friday night. You could see a lot more mild. Most places especially in the Snake River Plains, staying above the 0 degree mark. There are some limited areas like Stanley getting to 9 below. Again, there's not much cloud cover over there. There's less precipitation over here. It is definitely more centered on the eastern half of our forecast area. And then when the winds do start to pick up, they are out of the north for a lot of locations. And here you can see the effective chill temperatures dropping quite a bit for Friday night. And so there may be some sort of extreme cold warning issued, but it's going to be very close. You can see just limited areas getting below 20 below 0. Basically from Oneida down to the Atomic City area is pretty much it. The more heavily populated areas with the cloud cover will be staying between -10 and -15 for the wind chill, and Pocatello just getting to -5. Okay, here's how the snow is going to continue to develop. Here Friday morning, it sort of peaks out. You can see 1 to 2 inches in the eastern highlands, and then by the afternoon, that 1 to 2 inches drifts down southward into the southeast highlands. But even places like Blackfoot, Idaho Falls will be seeing some light snow. You can see again, once again, it's between ½ an inch and 1 inch. Some places where you can actually see the background color map, it's basically from 0 to a half at most. Then for Friday evening and then Friday the late night hours, you can see pretty much everywhere it's less than half, or it's less than 1 inch, and again mostly from ½ an inch to 1 inch over these 2 6-hour periods. So it's going to be real hard to plow this if you are going to be out all night. You're going to have to wait for it to accumulate and get significant. Okay, and then on Saturday you can see the snow will drop. The low pressure area will continue to drop to the south, and you can see the precipitation and the snowfall is pretty much ending in our northern half, although not entirely ending, as you'll see here. The high temperatures on Saturday, a little bit cooler by a couple degrees. You can see the effective chill temperatures on Saturday. We are looking for the winds to pick up late Friday night and continue at 15 to 20 miles an hour. And so even in the afternoon, we're still looking at some pretty good wind chills in the Snake River Plain especially, and then over here in some of the higher elevations in the central Idaho mountains. Not as much of a factor since fewer people obviously live there, but even Rexburg getting down to -1 for a wind chill, or staying that way on Saturday. And then Saturday night, again, cloud cover starting to disappear in the northern half, and so it's starting to cool a little bit there, but still pretty mild for this time of year in the southern half of our forecast area. But you see what the winds combining on Saturday night, the winds will stay elevated, and you can see there are some wind chill areas of 25 below 0 in this whitish area from -25 to -30. So going to be pretty bitter cold when you include the winds. So best to stay in a sheltered area where you just don't have those winds, and it's a little bit more bearable. Okay, wind gusts on Saturday. This is why we're looking at some gusts of easily 26 to 35 miles an hour all through the Snake River Plain and even into the eastern Magic Valley, but the temperatures there are a little bit more mild. And then Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon, really the last chance for measurable snowfall. And you can see here it's pretty much limited to areas south of Swan Valley. And again, in any 6-hour period, anywhere from ½ an inch to an inch of new snow. And then here on Thursday evening, the last of it, there's a resurgence here in the northeast corner. But again, it's not much. Again, it's ½ an inch to an inch. So if we add it all up, from the tonight period through 11 p.m. on Saturday evening, so that's about 54 hours worth of time. It's still, even in the Snake River Plain, it's ½ an inch to an inch total. And the only places where it really accumulates more than 2 inches is here in the eastern and southeast highlands. Even in the central Idaho mountains, it's only where the high elevations where we're getting, that 1 to 2 inch readings. Most other locations, it is also staying below an inch. And just to add on, the only thing we have for Sunday night here, you can see the effective chill temperatures continue with some moderate northerly winds and the cold air sinking back in after that low passes to our south. Here are some routes south to north on US 20, starting in Rexburg, going to the Idaho-Montana border. You can see it's basically 1 to 2 inches for most locations. So you get up to max in, where it's 1 to 3. And then places going east into Wyoming, starting on the northern end. Here's over Teton Pass and this Idaho-Wyoming state line. That's the maximum amount of snow right there at the 1 to 5 inches. And then going slightly further south, this is Idaho State Route 33 going through Teton Basin area, Teutonia and Driggs. You can see it's, again, up to 4 inches. Here's Swan Valley to Victor area, again 1 to 4 inches. Then here's Soda Springs over to the Idaho-Wyoming border. You can see it's mostly 0 to 3 inches. So the further south you go, now it's going to be a little bit less. Here's, again, 0 to 3 inches for US 30, headed from Soda Springs to the Idaho-Wyoming border. And again, this is our weather risk outlook. So you can see the light snow on Friday. And then on Saturday, the wind chills return and some light snow does continue. But again, on Saturday, it's mostly southeast highlands, eastern highlands, and the South Hills. And then the wind chills do continue into Sunday. That's all I have. If you have any further questions, you can always contact us at this telephone number here, or check out the weather yourself at weather.gov/Pocatello. Thanks for watching.